Hello, my name is Aubrey Christenberry, and today I'll be performing for you A Blessing or a Curse, the Triumph and Tragedy of Thalidomide. Good morning, class, and welcome to Medical History 101. Now, I thought it'd be fun to begin our first class of the year with a little pop quiz. So, as you all know, today is August 1st of 2019. So who could tell me what major press conference was held on this date in 1962 concerning the so-called worst man-made medical tragedy in history? Anybody? All right then. Everybody, please open up your books to page 72. On this page, you will see a picture of Dr. Francis Olin Kelsey, the brilliant FDA scientist who prevented the drug thalidomide from being sold on the multi-billion-dollar U.S. drug market in the 1960s. Now, could anybody describe to me how thalidomide was introduced to the German drug market in 1957? Nobody. Well, if any of you had done your summer reading, you would know that thalidomide was developed by the pharmaceutical company Chivy Grunenthal and introduced under the name Contergan on October 1st of 1957 as a wonder drug for coughs, colds, headaches, and insomnia. Now, for the remainder of the period, we'll be watching a short video of Dr. Kelsey explaining the details of the thalidomide tragedy. And I strongly advise that all of you stop playing games on those computers of yours and begin to take notes, because the information from this video will be on your final, which, as I should mention, is worth 75% of your final grade. So, pay attention. In 1960, both my husband and I got offers to work in Washington, D.C., him at the National Institutes of Health and me at the Food and Drug Administration. And it just so happens that my first case was from a company called William S. Merrill for the drug thalidomide. And I got this case because, well, I was new and they thought that I should have an easy one to start off with. And while this was the first time that I or anybody else at the FDA had heard of the drug, in some European countries it became almost as popular as aspirin for those seeking the help of a sedative, primarily expectant mothers experiencing morning sickness. Now, at the time, researchers believed that placenta acted as a barrier between baby and mother, protecting the fetus from whatever the mother ingested. We now know that is totally and completely incorrect, but because the developers of the drug could not find a dose high enough to kill a rat, it was marketed as completely safe for mother and child during pregnancy and began being marketed in 46 countries worldwide. And in addition to this, Australian obstetrician Dr. William McBride began recommending the off-label use of thalidomide to his pregnant patients, thus sparking a worldwide trend. Then, tragedy struck. On Christmas Day of 1957, a baby girl was born to a Chivy Grunenthal employee. She was born without ears. The employee had received samples of the drug before it was even released and gave them to his pregnant wife without a second thought. Tragically, the connection between thalidomide and teratogenic birth defects was not made until 1961. However, at this point, the damage had already been done. Across Europe, it was estimated that 24,000 babies were born with birth defects due to thalidomide. However, researchers estimate that those babies stillborn or miscarried due to thalidomide would add a further 123,000 worldwide. The most common of these babies being affected with phocomelia, a condition where the long bones of the arms and legs are not properly developed. I received William S. Merrill's application for thalidomide in September of 1960. And upon reading the reports, I noted that there were not only pharmacological problems, but that the clinical trials were woefully insufficient, and that the physician reports were too few and based mainly on physician testimonials rather than sound scientific study. Naturally, I rejected their drug. However, Merrill continued to send in application after application and even went as far as to send a representative to the FDA to discuss if I, a woman, was fit to review their drug. However, in December of 1960, it was found that adult patients taking thalidomide were developing peripheral neuropathy and retinal toxicity. And this made me wonder, if adult patients were developing these symptoms, then what could possibly be happening to the pregnant woman taking the drug? Now, at the time, there was some research being done on the effects of pharmaceuticals on embryos, but it was not yet a well-researched area. However, upon investigation, it was found that the company, Chivy Grunenthal, had done little to no testing on pregnant animals while developing the drug. This realization was a great triumph and saved tens of thousands of U.S. women and their babies from tragedy. Then, however, at this point, the drug had already been distributed to over 1,200 physicians in the United States and about 15 to 20,000 patients, of whom about 600 were pregnant. Thankfully, only 17 cases of teratogenic birth defects were reported. Then, triumphantly, on August 1st of 1962, President John F. Kennedy announced a 25% increase in FDA staff. Then, on August 7th, I was awarded the President's Award for Distinguished Civilian Service, the highest honor for any civilian in the United States. Then, later, on October 4th, the Cofer-Harris Agreement was passed, which was a great triumph for those of us at the FDA. This agreement tightened regulations around the surveillance and approval processes for drugs to be sold in the U.S. and required that the manufacturers prove that their drug is not only effective, but safe before it can begin to be marketed. Now, drug approval processes can take between 8 and 12 years and require animal testing and strictly regulated human clinical trials. The tragic history of thalidomide is not one that we want to relive. And although it brought such despair to so many, the regulations that have arisen because of this tragedy are the reasons why we have such strict laws surrounding drug administration today. And that, in my opinion, is a great triumph. For decades, thalidomide became a forbidden word, as it was banished from the medical armamentarium. However, triumphantly, thalidomide has made an amazing comeback and risen from the darkness of unspeakable tragedy. It has made such a remarkable comeback and found its way into the therapeutic formulary. For example, in 1991, Dr. Gilla Kaplan, a researcher at New York City's Rockefeller University, demonstrated that thalidomide inhibited an important cytokine called tumor necrosis factor alpha, or TNFA. And it includes many different immunologic functions, including apoptosis, tumorigenesis, inflammation, and viral replication. And since it is known that those patients suffering from HIV/AIDS have an elevated level of TNFA, this provided the theoretical framework in treating the symptoms of this disease with thalidomide. These discoveries stimulated the growth of buyers clubs, groups of people situated mostly in New York and California, which focused on importing the drug into the U.S., mostly from countries in South America. Sound familiar? Come on, Dallas Buyers Club? You guys are killing me here. Now, another example of thalidomide's usage is in the treatment of leprosy, a condition resulting in red nodular lesions, fever, weight loss, arthritis, and general malaise. In 1964, Dr. Jacob Sheskin used thalidomide to sedate a man suffering from leprosy to relieve him. He then noticed a dramatic change in the man's lesions after only 4 tablets. He then went on to treat another 6 patients using thalidomide and noticed the same dramatic result. Also, in 1997, a group at the University of Arkansas set up a trial of therapy using thalidomide in 84 previously treated but refractory multiple myeloma cases. After 12 months of follow-up, it was found that 22.5% of the patients were event-free, while 58% of the 84 patients were still alive. Now, these numbers may not sound very impressive until one remembers that at the time, refractory multiple myelomas were fatal within a matter of months, thus making thalidomide the first chemotherapeutic drug to show any action against multiple myelomas in almost 30 years. The thalidomide tragedy dramatically exposed the dangers of using pharmaceuticals without proper analysis and adequate testing. And it demonstrated clearly the need for the continued monitoring and regulation of drugs, especially those with teratogenic potential. However, its revival as a potentially life-saving drug is not only a triumph for the medical community, but for the thousands of children that were born disabled due to it, and that are still surviving and advocating for its use today. Oh, well, there's the bell, so I guess that means we're out of time. I sincerely hope that you are all paying attention, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you.